Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. Today is July the 15th, 2017. At least it still is back in the United States. This is home of long-term cryptocurrency thinking. Gold and hold. Strong hand, people. Think long-term. We're going to get to that in a second. So it's already Sunday here in Perth, Australia. Today, 2 to 4 p.m. at Space Cubed at 45 St. George Terrace. There is a meetup here in Perth. We'll talk about cryptocurrency. I will be there. I hope to meet all of you. I want to say that the people of Australia, of Perth, have been so hospitable to me, have been so kind to me. This has been the kindest Bitcoin city I've ever been in. We had a meal at a lady's house last night. I thank her so much for that Bitcoin Meister gathering. That was amazing. I want to say that here in Australia, people are not worried at all. Watch yesterday's show, This Week in Bitcoin. Watch that show. We had Australian guests from Sydney, from Melbourne, from Perth. I'm on my way to Brisbane, by the way, on Monday, tomorrow here. So I'll meet a lot of people from Brisbane, but everyone is calm. They're not worried about Chinacoin or SegWit or Bitcoin splitting in two. Not at all. Not at all. They are such people to look up to. And this is the vibe I get from the rest of the world outside of our little North American bubble that we seem to be fixated on all these channels that all of us go to over and over and over and over again. It's getting to a point that it's ridiculous, the worrying that's going on. You're playing into the, okay, so yeah, Chinacoin is going to have their own coin for a few days. I mean, we're going to get to that in a second. But the thing is, don't worry, be happy. Or should I say, don't worry, be an Australian. I mean, it's like, it's a whole different cryptocurrency world here. I'm going to go to the event today. Everyone's going to be calm there, just like last night. And we'll get into some of the things we talked about last night also here, because I think people, I want to be a calming influence out here, because, I mean, we've just got a lot of people out on the internet that are spreading FUD. They're doing it by accident. They're doing other people's FUD work for them, and they're not even trying to spread FUD. They're doing it. And FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We had a FUD Friday situation start on Friday, go into Saturday. Now it's Sunday here in Australia. The price has dropped below $2,000. So what, dudes? So what? This has happened before. Have you watched my shows in the past where I have said we're going to have bad days? We're going to have $400 drop days. It's going to happen. You need to think long-term, people. All right. That's the opening rant. So yes, thank you for the dinner last night. Again, we discussed, it wasn't, I mean, mostly women again at the event last night. It was, I guess, hosted by a group of women interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now, their interest obviously is centered around Bitcoin at first, but they jumped into various things. They had questions about Monero and ICOs, and I tried to keep everyone straight. They asked about SegWit at first too, but that really wasn't like a focus or anything like that. They weren't too worried, like everyone here in Australia. We even talked about intermittent fasting and all that. I also wanted to thank the Fundy on my show last week on This Week in Bitcoin. He's been hanging out with me here in Perth. An awesome guy. His links are below. There's all sorts of Australian Bitcoin links below, and everyone should check them out, including yesterday's show, which was a great show that showed the inside of a Bitcoin space in Melbourne. I mean, there's a lot of Bitcoin stuff going on in Australia, and people need to know about this. And it's not some, it might be far away from the United States, but in terms of being far away from the Bitcoin mainstream, no, not at all. And obviously, the United States influences the vibe of Bitcoin, and right now, the vibe of Bitcoin is people panicking unnecessarily. But I mean, here you have the complete opposite. And it's fun. I mean, maybe I'm just the spoiled American these next 3 weeks, because I don't have to deal with all of the paranoia that's going on in North America and the short-term thinking. It's straight up short-term thinking when people are just like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? I must be scared of Chinacoin. Oh. So, okay, yeah. Check out the notes link section below, and always check out the link section below, because you get discounts on t-shirts, and you can get your Trezor, which I know is Trezor sold out everywhere, because people they want their coins to be safe. They know that this is not about keeping your coins on a third party. We're going to talk about Coinbase actually in a second here. So the total cryptocurrency market cap has dropped from 110 billion. When was that? No, I didn't write down the date. It was in May, I guess, or June. It's close to 70 billion now. All right. I mean, obviously there are a lot of inflated altcoins. I told you not to get into altcoins. They've been dropping a lot faster than the Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin's been, the whole situation with people worried about the scaling of Bitcoin brings down everything. So that's a great sign for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is synonymous with cryptocurrency all over the world. Again, when I was in Hong Kong, someone asked, what type of Bitcoin should I buy? I want to buy the Litecoin type of Bitcoin. So I mean, so for all of you who think there's going to be some takeover, I don't care if Bitcoin goes to heck. You really should, because look what just happened to every single coin when people are unnecessarily fudding Bitcoin. And it is FUD that's in the air. I mean, seriously, we've been through this before. I mean, a lot of you guys are rookies and you're new. I mean, this happened a year ago. One thing happens, the price drops, 17%, and people start panic selling, and then the kids in Russia buy back your Bitcoin for cheap, and you have no Bitcoin anymore. And some random dudes in Russia are rich off of your American panic, American insanity. Or maybe Canadian too, okay? Meanwhile, they're laughing at us. They're just laughing. I mean, it's here in Australia, I mean, it's so calm. It's great. Be an Australian for once, people. I would sing that song, Don't Worry. Pound that like button if you've liked it. I haven't even said pound that like button yet. We got a lot of live viewers out there. That's pretty cool. I'm glad people I don't know why people even care. What's the difference from watching live and watching a tape? I mean, dude, I have like 500 shows out there. Watch the archives too, people. You don't have to watch it live. I mean, I don't even know. I never watch. I don't watch it live. I just live through it, and that's it. And that's enough for me. Whew. All right, so okay, buy and hold again. Buy and hold, people. When I say have a strong hand, it means don't panic. Don't say, oh my God, it's going to go to 1,500. I better sell now and buy back at 1,500. No, it's not a good idea. And even if it does that, I mean, just don't freak out. They're going to be in 2 weeks or whenever, around August 1st, after August 1st, it's clear that these Chinese miners, they're going to try to have their own little China coin, some of them. But they're going to do what's in their best financial interest, okay? They care about money more than any of you do. Any of you do. Money. Have you been to Hong Kong before? Have you seen the way certain people treat animals and stuff that they're about to sell to eat at the market and everything? They're still alive and they're hanging on strings and stuff. They just want to make money off of it. Okay. Different cultures, and this is no diss in the Chinese culture or whatever, but you've got to be familiar with worldwide people. Okay. Some people just want to make money. All right. So in the end of the day, they might have signed some agreement or signed whatever, said they're going to do something, but they're going to make money. They'll sell their mother. Okay. They'll sell their mother. They'll hang a frog by a turtle by a string all day. It's dying slowly, or a dog, and then sell it for money. And they don't care about what they're even selling. So you're saying, oh well, there's an agreement in place, and and they say they're going to have their own China coin that'll be the real Bitcoin. It won't be the real Bitcoin. They're trying to use that as leverage too. Everyone's got leverage. Who clearly support segregated witness, support user-activated soft fork. Okay, that we're going into with this. All right, to do the right thing. SegWit will solve the scaling problem. You don't worry about all the bit names, the bit that names, or whatever. Just support SegWit. The leverage we have over them. They're going to keep talking about how they're going to do a chain split. They're going to have their own magical Chinacoin. So just keep calling it Chinacoin, but it's not really Bitcoin. Or call turtle buying coin. I mean, call it whatever you want to. It's not Bitcoin, and it's going to go away after a few weeks. It's like for all you people who drink Coca-Cola all day and live unhealthy lifestyles, who get sick for 2 weeks at a time, it goes away eventually. It goes away, and you get better, and you live a healthy lifestyle. So yeah, Bitcoin's going to go. It's going to have some price drops, going to have some turbulence, but it's going to go back up again. There's a day after tomorrow. There's a day after August. There's a day after November. There's a day after 2017. There's life goes on. Bottom line of this rant is you need to think long term here, people, and stop worrying about every short-term dip. People in life become wealthy in every single thing they do. In every single thing they do, they become wealthy. There's no conspiracies and all that stuff that you make excuses about. Learn to train your brain to think beyond next week. All right? Oh, Bitcoin's next week. So what? What's it going to be on this day in the year 2020? After the Bitcoin halving? What's it going to be after do you know what the Bitcoin halving even is? So learn about some long-term things instead of worrying about Chinacoin and worrying about, because they are tricking you. They are laughing in China that you're selling your stuff to selling your Bitcoin, laughing at you. And it's just, I mean, they know how to make money. You know, when you get a check from the United States government for your SNAP payment or whatever, you make your money. That's not making money. That's living like a lazy American, living off the welfare of everyone, okay, which so many of you guys are choosing to do right now, and complaining. Think long term, plan your lives out, all right? Not worrying about this every single, and again, I understand why some people are paranoid and worried, and you're catching this FUD disease. I'm here to get you in the gold, to think about golden hold, to think about long-term thinking, and to have a strong hand in all this, and not to panic, for God's sakes. I'm tired of hearing about the panicking. I'm having a blast traveling around the whole world, seeing how people don't panic outside of our freaking country, of people getting fat and dying and living off welfare and worrying about Chinacoin and stuff. It's ridiculous. And if you don't like my mentality, then go to the other channels and speculate on whatever Johnny-come-lately altcoin and believe the schmoes out there. They're like, you should buy Steam. You should buy Steam. What a joke. And by the way, Steemit is a great site. And there is a dude out there who made this hilarious Steemit post about me. I linked to it below. I linked to my Steemit below. Check out Steemit. But don't buy Steem to be part of Steemit. You earn it for trade it in for Bitcoin. Don't think long term. The Steem, who knows? The site still looks like it's 1999, and the only thing that Steem is supposed to do is power that site. So when you buy Steem, you're saying, I think this is great. This site itself, I believe they're making a lot of great progress, even though it looks like 1999 on the site still. Okay, you're saying, and I'm just saying it's a great concept. You know, play with the concept, but don't become an investor in it, for God's sakes. You earn from it. You network from it. It's an interesting concept. And I love Mitchell, who's the marketing guy behind it. He's got a lot of work to do over there. Respect Mitchell. Mitchell's been on the show before. Okay, I met him in Lisbon. But dudes, caught up in these crazy trends of these altcoin things and listening to buffoons that are out there. And again, you can say Adam Meister's a freaking buffoon. So get off the channel then. Don't listen to a word I say. Fine. free markets. That's the best thing about life. You can live where you want to do. Don't be set in your ways, okay? And just be like, I'm scared something bad's going to happen. I got to stay in America. I'm never going to leave. Oh, aren't there terrorist attacks in Israel? How do you even go to Israel, Adam? How do you go to Australia? It's so far away. Oh, isn't it? Oh, how can you take the 20-hour plane rides? I would just barf. And great segue into Doug Casey, by the way. And I got to get to that. So I'm jumping all around here. Pound that like button if you like this craziness that's coming out. Not the most organized thing in the world today. But again, individual people, self-sufficiency people. This is what I preach on the channel. And again, think long term. Don't even, beyond the situation with SegWit and price drops and FUD being spread by the mainstream. And again, the price is dropping because people are announcing their plans around SegWit. The mainstream media is catching on. Oh, there could be 2 Bitcoin. It just makes institutional people panic. Some. It makes sell to make you guys sell, and then they buy back cheaper. I mean, we have been through this before, but so many people are new here. Check the archives from last year when Bitfinex crashed, when Bitfinex was hacked, and Bitcoin crashed $200 immediately. These things happen in this space. It's just the way it is, and you have to learn your history. Learn your history, then think long term. All right. So, all right. Where are we on this? So I talked about the Steemit guy. That was very nice to make that post, dude. Again, check out the links below. Tor Demeester reminds us that looks like Coinbase has paid about $240,000 in unnecessary Bitcoin fees since yesterday. 100x, likely due to a software glitch. All right, I like buying from Americans have to buy from Coinbase basically. Don't store your Bitcoin at Coinbase. You never store at. And that's an example why. Even though they are highly regulated, they have software glitches. Could a software glitch happen where they lose all your Bitcoin? Probably. All right, so Alpha Bay apparently was taken down by the U.S. government. That's a dark market. I think committed suicide. Something tragic happened. And Monero is, a year ago, Monero was spiking because supposedly it was going to be the currency of the dark market. The dark market. I don't know anyone who uses a dark market, but if they shut down Alpha Bay, something would happen with the price of Monero. I mean, the usage of Monero would go down. Something would happen, but Monero has gone down just as much as the other cryptocurrencies. Nothing special has happened to it since this Alpha Bay takeout. So it makes you wonder what theorizing this back in the day. Were people really using Monero to power the dark markets? Or was it just a way for some people who owned Monero that were associated with the dark markets to pump the price of Monero? It's looking like that was because nothing has changed with Monero despite, what else does Monero power but dark markets? Anything. No diss on Monero. It's really anonymous if you need anonymous. So what's going on there with it? So, all right. Here is a tweet that was sent out that I liked. All this Bitcoin civil war talk of hard forks, FUD, is taking over the news headlines, causing the price to be adversely affected. Yes, it's as simple as that, people. It's getting up that, something that these guys in China want to start their own coin off of Bitcoin, and it might be alive for 2 weeks. They might have their own Chinacoin for 2 weeks. So this is when you have a strong hand and you think long term that there's going to be life after this situation. It's a situation. We all go through illnesses. We all go. Well, I don't get sick anymore because I live a very healthy lifestyle of intermittent fasting and eating healthy. I mean, which we were talking about last night. The ladies, everyone's interested here in Australia. They have open minds toward a lot of different type of healthy lifestyles. I commend them. Pound that like button, people. All right, Andy Hoffman. He's gold and silver, precious metals guy. He is on Steemit. He doesn't buy Steem. He just earns it. But he's got a new post out there. most important month in monetary history. All right, read his post. I haven't had any time to read it yet. Nice guy. He's a good guy, Andy Hoffman. And he was one of the first, he was the silver guy to get into Bitcoin. Doug Casey is now like hardcore into Bitcoin. He sent out one of his emails. It's not him that does the Casey research emails. They just use his name. It says, join me. You got to do this, actually. Join me in a free Bitcoin training event. Something that mentions, again, his interest in Bitcoin now. Traditional investors will lose shirts. It's something in cryptos they won't, or whatever. So, but anyway, join me in a free Bitcoin training event. I explain exactly why I changed my opinion on this market, why I'm convinced to stay, and every speculator should give cryptocurrencies a look right now. Good job, Doug Casey. You are just straight up saying he's involved with the dude. I don't know who this dude is. I like Doug Casey, has been on my show before about traveling and just getting outside the United States and meeting different people, getting different perspectives, not getting, you know, my different perspectives here in Australia are really influencing this video today, aren't they? Otherwise, sometimes Doug Casey, I don't know his Casey research, sometimes it's associated with dudes. Some interesting dudes. I'll just leave it at that. But the point of me sharing all that is that, hey, he's putting his name behind it. People do like Doug Casey, love him or hate him. I hope Doug will return to the show, and he's behind Bitcoin now, which is really cool. And there is a Twitter out there that you got to follow. We Rate Bitcoiner. We Rate Bitcoiner, and I link to that below. It's hilarious. Crypto Graffiti has new merchandise out there. I was on his site lately. People, obviously, they comment on the shirts that I wear. They're like, you support Chase Bank? I'm like, no, it's ironic, people. Irony, irony. Again, I guess there's just certain things people are never going to grasp. Right? People have certain brains. Certain people are always going to be short-term thinkers. Maybe long-term thinking is just something of a certain IQ. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, people, that you can be of an average IQ and think long-term. Prove that theory wrong. Because I hope to God regular people can think long-term. But the empirical evidence out there is that most people cannot. So, I mean, it's just smart people who can. The rich, the people who end up rich, the people who end up just doing things with their lives. So do something. Think long-term. Do something with your life. Okay, so there's also a link. GDAX has a link out there. Prepare for the Bitcoin user-activated soft fork. So every exchange, every Joe Schmo and player out there is going to be releasing press releases saying what they're going to do for the user-activated soft fork that's coming up. All right? So every one of them is just going to, they're trying to be good. They're trying to have good customer service. They don't want people panicking. But all of these press releases combined cause panic, cause FUD. So expect some more turbulence this week. Expect some more turbulence before the start of August and at the beginning of August. Expect there to be a Chinacoin, and just expect more people to panic. Not to panic. Expect me to be traveling through Australia and Brisbane. I will be in Brisbane from Monday until the 31st. Then on August 1st, I will be traveling back to the United States. I have jury duty at the beginning of August, and then I'm traveling to Ireland to Dublin on August the 10th. My schedule is not changing. I am still a world traveler. I'm not paying attention to every single solitary bit of bit 148, this, that, and the other. I say just support SegWit. Use it as leverage. User-activated soft fork. I hopefully been saying user-activated soft fork. You support user-activated soft fork. Say it all the time. Everything will be good. I'll leave you with a semi-unrelated link. USA Today has a story about Americans are hoarding money in checking accounts. I guess that's certain Americans, because certain Americans are dirt broke. government and complain all day. It's sad. Don't be a complainer. Be a long-term thinker. Have a strong hand. Pound that like button. Just, get enthused about your life. Don't be a doom porner. Go outside, for God's sakes. I'm about to go in the morning in beautiful Perth, Australia, where people are not working Bitcoin at all. They are bullish. They don't care about BIP and SegWit, and they could care less about it, or couldn't care less. What's the correct saying? We always get it wrong in America. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Do check out the archives and pound that like button. I will say hello very quickly in the chat. Bye-bye, everyone.